Hello and welcome to Evansville Podcast. My name is Jason. Thank you for listening. Before we get into today's show, there's one thing I need to let you know about. We've kind of forgot the number to call for the tickets for the Titanic Ensemble, the musical. That number is 812-456-8719. I'll put that in the show notes. But I wanted to let you know that that was available for your tickets, and you need to get tickets soon because they are going fast and a very limited amount available at this point. So let's hear from a couple of our sponsors, and then we'll get into the show.
What's up, Tri-State nerds? My name is Clark Wayne Osborne of the Clockwork Nights podcast. Clockwork Nights features music straight out of America's Evansville. Join me as I get to dive into the music history of our city and get to know the people behind it. Find us on iTunes or SoundCloud or Satchel by searching for Clockwork Nights Podcast.
So we're here to talk about
Titanic.
An American tragedy.
Yeah, like literally one of the greatest tragedies of our time.
Yeah, and so Titanic, it's called Titanic Ensemble, the musical.
It is, yeah. The Broadway production was just Titanic, the musical, and it was a cast of at least 50, so it's just enormous. They had an approximation of the life-size boat on stage that they sank, and then one of the original cast members of the musical redid it so that you could do it with 20 people. You could probably still sink a ship if you had the space for that. We're not doing that. Ours is a much more abstract and suggestive retelling of it, but we've got 20 people doubling, tripling, quadrupling parts. It's really cool. Big challenge.
As you do.
As we do. That's my favorite.
Duplicating parts.
I love it.
So it's April 28th through the 30th.
Yes.
It's at Studio 321,
yes.
which is 321 North Congress,
yes.
behind the Eastland Mall.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And then times are?
7:30 on Friday and Saturday and 6 o'clock on Sunday. And then we do have a cash bar available. So if people want to come have a glass of wine or something like that beforehand and at intermission, you can come early for that.
Okay. So you're letting people have an intermission this time.
Yeah, we're trying to be nice. Yeah, this is also the only musical that we've done that feels like a classic musical. It's long, it's played through, so there's music the whole time. I mean, our music director has carpal tunnel now. She has not stopped playing for months. So it's really an intense show, but beautiful. Definitely the most beautiful music you'll have heard from our whole season.
So it seems like every time you guys do something, it's a different style.
Yes.
Is that on purpose?
Yes. We're very purposeful in the kind of material we select. And then we've also selected our stuff for next season, which you'll get to hear more about too. But we're trying to keep it fresh and make sure that we're delivering Evansville audiences something different all the time and something you're not going to get anywhere else. We're trying to stay on top of that.
So this is the last of the season?
Last of our standard 2016-2017 season. Okay.
Mm-hmm. A new season will begin later this year, right?
Yes. Okay. We have a show in the summer, and then we have a season laid out through next May.
Oh, sweet. Mm-hmm. So Titanic, this is not like the movie all, right?
This is my favorite question to start with because I can't tell you every time I talk about it, somebody says, well, who's playing Jack and who's playing Rose, right? Or who's playing the iceberg. It's no one. So they're all based on, or at least loosely based on, people who were actually on the Titanic. So the actual Captain Smith, Mr. Ismay, Andrews, the people who built it, and then the officers that you hear featured whenever you're reading the autobiographies. And then we have first, second, and third class passengers, and then crew members as well. But everyone is based either on one person or a combination of people. So there's a lot of historical accuracy, and you get timestamps throughout. So you get to follow the journey of the Titanic from the time it launches until the time it sinks.
Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, everyone knows the story, hopefully at this point. I hope
so. Middle school social studies should have knocked that out.
Should have.
Yeah.
But so there won't necessarily be spoiled by anything we're talking about today.
Right.
But so what was the interest in doing this then?
Well, my husband picks our material. And so he'll come to me and give me a list or a stack of books and say, go learn these and see what you like. Right. With this show, it was especially compelling because I love doubling. I love making actors work really, really hard on stage. I love making actors do all the work on stage and not having to see crew come out because you see the versatility that goes into the performance. And this is a show where it's really unforgiving for the actors because they're on stage. And I have a young lady who has a 4-second quick change, and she exits on the back of the stage and comes around the front of the stage, different costume.
Wow.
It's incredible. But the music is unlike anything you've heard this season, because we love the campy stuff, the bloody stuff, the silly stuff, the rock. But this is, I mean, beautiful, soaring soprano vocals, kind of big baritone-y, tenory stuff. It's played through, and I think that's what's most impressive, because they're acting, they're singing, they're dancing, they're moving set pieces, and it never stops.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how long does it take for them to like learn everything? And because you there's pretty quick turnaround on these things, right?
It is, yeah. Falsettos, we had like a 4-week rehearsal, which was the fastest turnaround of our whole season. This, we've had the longest rehearsal period. This one has been 6 weeks, I think. Okay. But because it is sung throughout, they have to learn the whole score. Then they have to learn their lines and the blocking on top of it. So, I mean, we're still in the middle of that process. And then on top of that, we have had friends from Jasper, from Princeton, the Broadway Players, and from here Central High School, who have reached out to help us costume, because costuming not only 20 people, but 20 people who are also playing other characters. This has become a show that is really driven by the community. We have people driving from Jasper, Princeton, Oakland City, and Newburgh to be in it. I mean, it's a huge feat. I can tell you I will never do a show this size again because of the incredible demand on everyone. But I'm astounded that it's going as well as it is. It's really great.
Yeah. There's limited seats.
Yeah.
So tickets are probably getting scarce at this point.
They are. I mean, I would call, because with a large cast, things typically sell pretty quickly anyway because of friends and family. But this is a show that will appeal to everyone, unlike everything that had been in our season up to this point. This will appeal to everybody. I would say even as young as you could bring an 8-year-old, as long as someone can sit for that amount of time, because the first act's like an hour 20, second act's 45 minutes. Okay. So it's really not too bad. But it's beautiful, and it follows what actually happened. So you leave having learned something, which is a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah. I was reading the description on the Facebook thing, and there's something on here that it's like digs into the ramifications of,
yes.
Like, do we have to make things faster and bigger and all that?
Exactly. And you know, where they took some liberties, because we do see Ismay was the guy that we talk about in terms of being the villain of Titanic sinking. Historically, if you learn about him, you always hear how he wanted things to be faster and faster and do all of this stuff. And he was saved. I'm hopefully not ruining the story for anyone, but he made it into a lifeboat. And he was one of the 3 people who put the Titanic together. In theory, he should have gone down with the ship. So Ismay is the one in our show to be made out to be the villain too. He keeps saying, go faster, go longer, go all of this. But if you read any of the autobiographies, you find out that the Titanic was supposed to be a luxury liner. It was supposed to move slowly because it was so luxurious and beautiful, and it did what no other ship had ever done before, which was offer luxury to every class. Even the third class had their own room to sit in, and it was a dining area with linens, and they would never been treated like that before. So he was not pushing speed, but to dramatize the show, you'll hear him talk about speed quite a bit.
And is that Billy Zane?
It is. No, in the, it's a famous actor. My husband's going to kill me. There's an iconic moment at the end of the movie where you see him get on, and he's got this little curly mustache, and he looks like he's cringing because he knows he's not supposed to be on the boat. If you think about it or you YouTube it, it'll pop up. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Okay. It's been a while,
right?
Whatever year that came out is the last time I saw it in the movie. So was it 97 or something? I might call you
later and just sing the Celine Dion song into your voicemail.
That's fine.
Yeah. Bring up some memories.
Yeah. That's not necessary.
Not weird at all, right?
It's not. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. Well, we'll think about it.
No, it's fine.
Don't take it off the table.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Does this make you question going on cruises after doing something like this?
I am terrified of water. I've never been on a cruise. I've only begrudgingly ever been on a boat a couple times, but I'm so scared of water, and we've had to watch so many documentaries, and because the musical is not about the sinking. It's about all of the hope that the boat symbolized, because every single person got on that boat because their dreams were greater and it had to take them somewhere else. So that's really what it's about. But we had to learn about how it sank in order to block. There's a song called Andrew's Vision where Andrews talks about what would happen if the boat sinks, when the boat sinks. So we had to watch so many things, and it not only terrified me, but it's really depressing because it all happened. I mean, it did. And we're still discovering to this date, because they discovered the wreckage in 85. And so we're still discovering how exactly it sank, how it broke apart. And I think what we originally thought about it just grazing the iceberg wasn't actually true. It also grounded along it and tore some of the bottom out. And it's been fascinating, but doing a musical about something that actually happened is tough, because I think everyone in the cast feels the incredible weight of getting this right.
Yeah.
Like, we can't make this cartoony and silly and slapsticky. This is all true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. That's funny you bring that up, but it being found in 85. I couldn't remember what year it was found, but I remember there was a part of my life growing up where that it had never been found.
Exactly.
It was a big deal.
It was a really big deal. Yeah. And I mean, they just announced that they're doing tours down there starting next year. I think you can pay like $100,000 to go. Yeah. It sounds awful, right? To go down there. But we went down to Pigeon Forge and went to the museum. They've got like a half scale replica of the boat that you can walk through, and really incredible and just horrifying because they've got the actual salt water there that's cooled to 28 degrees, and it hurts. Like, I mean, within 10 seconds, it hurts so bad I couldn't think. Yeah.
It just sounds terrible.
It is. It's awful, but very educational.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the water either. So.
Nope. Good. Then you and I will never be on a boat together because we'll be on the land waving goodbye.
Right. It'd be like,
Good luck,
either way,
everyone.
I'm out.
Yep. Fly or drive.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't see the appeal.
To each their own.
Yeah.
It seems interesting just because it's so different. We have similar actresses that we've seen before.
We do. We have, Brandon, Jared, Alex, the people that you've gotten used to seeing on stage, they're all there. But we have people, our youngest cast member is 14. Our oldest cast member is 74, I think. I'm going to tell you who's who. But it's such a diverse cast in terms of experience. Everyone is very talented, but some people, this is their very first show ever. Some people, this is their umpteenth show. Our young man who was in Falsettos, who was so wonderful, is back in this as the bellboy, and he did so much in Falsettos. He was on stage constantly that I thought that this would just be a walk in the park for him. So I joked with him. I said, "Man, I bet you're enjoying this." He's like, "This is so much harder." And I said, "Well, why?" And he came in knowing all of his Falsettos music, so he just knocked everything out. But he's having to learn to sing with everyone, and I mean, really drive the show. So it's tough. Yeah. They're great.
You never know,
though.
I guess, right?
You do. Every show is a new experience. So
yeah, and I kind of buried the lead, I guess. But congratulations, award-winning Think Pink Productions.
You as well, sir.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the only reason I brought it up.
It's cool, so I can tell you congratulations.
Right.
Yeah, that was really cool, and I'm grateful. I don't know if you felt this way too. That Evansville has an organization that will reach out and bring together all of the amazing things that people are doing. Because I learned about projects I never would have known otherwise.
No, and I feel like I know a lot of things about what's going on just because of this podcast. I just come across a lot of things.
Right.
But there were things I'm like, what is this? I have no idea.
Making a huge difference. I mean, Leadership Evansville, for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, they just do amazing things to help try to promote leadership within the community and servant leadership. And I'm really grateful to know them because they do a nice job spreading the word and supporting and helping grow. And yay, go Evansville.
Yeah. So what category were you nominated in?
Arts in the business category. Okay. Yeah. So which one were you in?
Community, blah, blah, blah.
Community, blah, blah.
Yeah,
that was the technical term.
Yeah, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah,
it was. Never seeing that
we were
up
the
on
only
screen.
people in the category.
That's a good win then.
Self-nominated.
That's perfect.
We created the category too.
That's awesome.
So, you got to rig it sometimes.
Sometimes you got to rig it. I get you, man. That's great.
But it doesn't matter as long as you get that trophy, right?
It doesn't. And I tell you, jumping back to Titanic, because I just remembered something, this is your last chance to see a musical with us for a little bit because we're bringing plays to the table next year. We're doing an original work this summer that was written by a local writer whose name I will state at a different interview because it's super cool. What he's put together is super cool. And then we're doing a drama called Boy Gets Girl in September. We are doing a dramedy. It's mostly funny. November by David Mamet. In November, it's about a president who is no one likes him at all, and he's probably going to be a one-term president. And it's super interesting and could possibly be related to life.
I can't imagine that.
It's going to be hard to draw that comparison, but
no idea.
I feel like if people think or reach for it, they might find it. And then in February, we are doing the only musical that has its own splash zone. We are doing Evil Dead the musical.
Oh. My gosh.
Now we honor the Necronomicon. It's one of the songs. It's so great. Evil Dead the musical.
Wow.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that you're thinking about Bruce Campbell singing and dancing.
Absolutely. Well, constantly.
Vivid imagery, right?
I do that anyways.
Yeah. Oh, good. You should reach out to him. I bet he would be glad to know that. Yeah. And then we close our season with a play called Stupid Effing Bird. I'm censoring that for your show. But
you can't say bird on podcast.
I'm sorry. You have to edit. Can you bleep it?
Yeah, I can bleep it.
Bleep my But it's an adaptation of Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, which is one of my favorite plays, but the language doesn't feel super relatable. What this new adaptation does, it makes it so real and it's very immersive. It forces the audience to talk to the characters on stage, and it's really incredible. But every show that we do, with the exception of Evil Dead, touches on a very important topic within our community that we feel needs to be addressed. And then Evil Dead is our kind of Toxic Avenger offering, where we're giving you something that's big and fun and rock and ridiculous and probably offensive.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we're a big fan of doing that probably offensive stuff.
Yeah, probably. I noticed that Heather's is not, once again,
Can I tell you the only
listed.
reason why?
No.
I want to do Heather's so bad. It requires 4 female belters who are just crazy, like who can sprout some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And if I can give a shout out right now, Emily Schulteis, who is from Evansville, is on tour right now with Wicked. And she's covering Alphaba, and she's incredible. And if she were here, Emily, if you come back right now, I will do Heather's.
There you go.
I want Emily here to hear her skrelt that Heather's.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
She would murder it. I've got a couple skrelters here, but not enough.
Not enough.
I need an Emily.
There's probably some out there that are just shy or something.
Are you
don't
hiding
know.
skrelters?
They're hiding.
Bring them out. What do we do?
I don't know.
Is there like a signal?
Let's put out what did you call them? Skrelters?
Skrelters. It's just screaming belters.
Okay. Well, we'll put out the Skrelter signal.
Please do. If you've got like an alarm or something you can add here.
So get on that because we have to. It's like
I want to do that for
it's
you.
a life goal.
I'll do that literally for you. We will come perform it here.
Perfect. That's all.
At the podcast.
That's all. Once we get the studios all in shape.
I'll come in the right door and I'll bring the Heather's cast with me, and then we'll do it.
Done and done.
Just for Jason.
Right. And I will never release that episode.
I'll film it on my phone.
Right.
It'll be perfect.
There you go. So cool. Yeah. So and then you're going to take a well-deserved break, I assume, after this is over.
A little break. Yeah. I'm excited to go support Gibson County. They do, all of the schools do summer shows. Like there's Warwick and EVSC.
Yep.
And I'm going to go help with a fundraiser up in Gibson County that I'm super, super excited about. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about it yet, but it's really cool. And really what Think Pink is trying to do, what we're all trying to do, is reach out and grow our community beyond Evansville, because Evansville's got some awesome people, but we have a lot of really great theater and people who make theater around here who they're doing amazing things in their own community. So I think the larger our network can grow, the more we can do together, and the quality will just keep going up and up and up. So we're making friends all over the place.
Yeah.
I miss Matt Hart.
We had a lot of letters that said don't have that guy on again.
Was that what it was?
So I was like, we just need a break.
So when I wrote on the table that I signed your table before Matt Hart, he's not even going to see this because he's not coming back anymore.
Yeah, he's too big time for me right now.
He's about to be a daddy.
Yeah.
A double daddy too.
We're trying to double down on the daddies.
I don't know, like that. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted for them already. I can't wait to meet those babies, but
yeah, it's
incredible.
It sounds exhausting.
You guys are going to be great. We love you, Matt and Danielle, even though Matt can't come back on the show.
Right.
Maybe Danielle could.
Yes.
With the babies.
Now see, that's a better idea.
I'm an innovator. I'm always thinking of new stuff.
There you go.
Right?
That's it. Well, thank you for coming over and telling us about Titanic.
Thank you for having me.
See you for the show.
Yeah, can't wait.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Check
Thanks.
it out.
Thanks again to Kensington for being on the show and talking to us about the upcoming Titanic Ensemble, the musical, which is April 28th through the 30th. Tickets, looks like ticket prices are $15. That number is 812-456-8719. Check it out. And good job, everybody.
Hey, everybody, I'm Laura, the host of the Beyond Repair Show. On the Beyond Repair Show, I'll tackle your home repair questions and then go beyond to answer your life questions. How am I qualified? Well, I'm not really. However, I've tried things and I've made a lot of mistakes. That hasn't stopped me from telling others what to do. And each episode, I'll have the help of a different awesome guest host. To listen to the episodes or to submit your own repair question, find us at beyondrepairshow.com. So let's fix some stuff. You've got questions, we've got issues.